We're Mars. You men of weight and will carry you harder than sword. We march to war for and crossing the land, oh Lord. March forth. The banners flying, the battle drums sound loud. Prepare. Now the empire's rising, steel and flames with cloud. Stand firm. We'll face the darkness with valor that won't bend. Hold fast. Together we force as a force that will not end.
Die. Extreme nose responses on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses in Nicky like you told they were till they hee hee.
Buried in cold graves that await us. And when the fighting is done and the sun goes down at night, hear my prayer, save my soul, and take me to Sigmar's life. With courage, fierce might, we stand as one, shields raised high. For honor's name, we'll fight the storm and let our battle cries. So march on, we'll wake them girls, united we roar. For the empire's glory, our spirits won't ignore. Strike our hard at the banners, wave in the wind. We are the shields. Us in the darkness, we want shields. With hearts ablaze, we rise to fight. In the face of chaos, we bring the light. March forth. With our courage, we save the land. For victory. The harpers and swords which was forces, bloodshed, death and destruction they bring. Lost man will die or won't be found. Roar of the cannon shakes the ground. March forward. The empire's might leads a fight with blood and steel will prevail tonight. Onwards we charge, Reich and Siegel held high. Through fire and blood, we'll face every lie. The clank of our armor, the roar of our guns. Together we'll stand proud, Sigmar's sons. March on, the drums of war, give the beat. For the empire's glory, our foes taste defeat. Strike our horn at the banners, wave in the wind. Stand tall. For the empire we proudly defend. With resolute courage, our ranks will not bend. Warriors of chaos, this is your end. Slaves of the darkness, your fate looms gloom. With light of the Sigmar, we bring your doom.
dabbling through the ages. It shall smite my enemies wherever they hide. Sigmar.
Hear the battle drums, they echo through the night. Raise your swords to the heavens, ready for the fight. With the might of Sigmar, we stand our ground. Together with brothers, victory will be found. Sigmar, the wielder of the hammer. Tamara, slayer of the horse. Oh, oh, oh. He lead his people from the land of sorrow. Leader of the man, ruler of the chaos. He dreamed of the place that the humans will be safe. Them all to foe, always running the earth. And then he saw them, the dwarven folk, old by the Grecians, his ancient foe. He gathered warriors, ready to fight, to strike the green beast with Ulrich's might. Fighting the war boss, he almost lost. We all remember this fight from past, when he was given the cameras. He killed the warlord, his warband flee, forging a friendship with victory. All hail Sigmar, wielder of the hammer. Tamara, slayer of the horse. Sigmar, the wielder of the hammer. Tamara, slayer of the horse. With the Gauss hammer, we crush his all despair. And then past banner, horse running hell. Across the lands, through shadows and flame, we bear our banners, united in his name. Millions passing, day after day, but his empire, it still remains. Brothers and sisters, heed the call to arms. For in the name of Sigmar, we rise with our charms. In the face of darkness, we'll never waver. With our hearts ablaze and the strength of a savior. All hail Sigmar, wielder of the hammer. Tamara, slayer of the horse. Sigmar, the wielder of the hammer. Tamara, slayer of the horse. With the Gauss hammer, we crush his all despair. And then past banner, horse running hell.
There we go. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. My fucking buttons are broken, so I gotta manually do everything. Fucking so much
Of
for
course
shit
they
being
are.
easy. Hello. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hello, Professor. Cheerio is here. Thank you for the Prime sub, 25 months, Watley. Thank you. And hello,
Ooh.
Mama Bear, trying to play Bob, but it's already been played. So, I figure
Sounds about right.
a little bit of small talk. We kind of been gone for a little while. Memorial Day, went on vacation. Bob actually came down to the family farm in Pennsylvania, hung out a little bit. Went
Had a
down
lot of
there,
fun.
and oh, okay, you hit it with the music.
Let's go!
Ow! Thank you for that. Thank you. Anywho, so went down to the family farm, had some fun and everything. Our other buddy Nick, who was part of the Rejects cast, came over too. Shot some guns, did some fishing. Bob almost died. Got to show him the farm and everything. It was a lot of fun. We had a good
It
time.
was.
And then the last week I have not been online. I think maybe been on my computer once the past week. Starting from when I came back from vacation on Tuesday all the way up to yesterday, almost yesterday, not on Sunday. I got home on time on Sunday. I've been pulling about 16-hour week days. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. It hurts worse when the headphones are on. Tell me about it, Cheerio. Oh, tell me about it. Oh, but yes, so it's been a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun, a lot of fucking work. Hopefully I will be back to normal time here soon. Oh, Mama Bear just subscribed and healed herself. She's trying to stay the stream boss up there. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to this whole last week and Monday and everything. So yeah, a lot of fun. But here we are, back on the first Monday of the month. So you know what that means.
Yes.
We go to the paint screen. I feel like my camera's jacked up. Yes, I did. I thought I bumped it. All right, I'm gonna have to play with the camera just a hair, get it back in place. All right, that's
So,
good
Kyle,
enough.
who shall deliver us from darkness? Who shall smite the unbeliever? And who shall restore the fortunes of a broken empire?
The Silent King.
You're gonna get an ass whipping from hell, motherfucker.
Oh, that's right. We're not
That's
talking
it.
40K. We're talking
You're getting
your
the bonk stick.
fantasy.
You're getting the super bonk from Galvaraz. Today we are speaking of Sigmar Heldenhammer, also referred to as Sigmar Unbelogen.
Heldenhammer?
First, yep. In Reichspiel, it is Hammer of Goblins.
His literal name is Sigmar
Heldenhammer.
Hold the Hammer.
Heldenhammer, yes.
Wow.
And Reichspiel, Heldenhammer means Hammer of Goblins.
Okay.
Does that
Listen,
mean
GW
he plows goblins then?
No, it means he has a giant hammer and he beats the ever living shit out of them. So much so that he would make the Goblin Slayer
So
proud.
he pounds goblins.
You got it.
Listen, are you trying to get sledged? You know exactly now what I mean when I say that. You're trying to get sledged.
I don't know what you're talking about. You said he pounds goblins. Okay, he pounds goblins. We got it. We understand.
Anyway, Sigmar, who is
Let's
symbol
go. Jesus Christ, that's huge. Warhammer,
Oh,
more like
shit.
Scorehammer.
Sigmar's symbol is both the twin-tailed comet, which everybody reacts to, and the hammer Golmaraz, the splitter of skulls. Originally was dwarfish, by the way. I wonder how he gets his hands on that.
I
We shall
feel
see.
like I heard the story, but I'm not sure if I know for sure or not.
Well, as the imperial calendar starts right as the year Sigmar is coronated as the emperor, we have to actually go negative for the start of this story. So, negative 30 imperial calendar, Sigmar was born in the town of Reichdorf, which later became Altdorf.
Reich Dwarf?
Reichdorf.
Reich Dwarf. Okay.
Dorf.
Dwarf. Okay.
Right? Dwarf.
Dorf. Not dwarf. Dorf. I know it's hard, but you're German. You should have much easier times with these. Right, Dorf?
Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Ein bisschen.
As we all know, when someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. Dorf in German means village.
Unless you are Big E.
It's no, I'm not. Stop telling me about it.
Dwarf in German means village. So it's just Reich Village. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like
The
a
Reichs
GW.
village.
That sounds like a GW thing, yeah.
Are you shocked? Are you surprised?
No, I'm not.
Reich
Which
also
related
means
me.
rural. So technically, it's rural village.
What?
Reich actually means rule or like regime. So it's the regime village.
Which, funny enough, is fitting since Reichdorf is the Unberogen settlement, which is the capital of King Bjorn of the Unberogen, Sigmar's father. So it kind of fits. It's their seat of power. His birth was marked with the appearance of the twin-tailed comet. And for those wondering, what the fuck do I mean when I keep saying that? Twin-tailed comet is exactly as you sound like. It's a giant fucking comet with, instead of one tail, it has two.
What a concept.
I know. It's also a symbol of incredible portents. To the point where, should the twin-tailed comet show up, normally means one of two things is going to happen. Something really good or really fucking bad. Shameless plug to the Discord, by the way, in the general.
Oh yeah, I should probably put that up.
Actually, I threw it in the... My bad, I threw it in the meantime. I fucked up. And... Whoop, there we go. Threw it in the right one. That would be their symbol.
Right below the dancing grandpa.
Yep.
Oh, the shit that makes it onto our Discord.
And now, I want to show you something really fucking funny. There is a hand sign for invoking the twin-tailed comet. Can you guess what it is?
Is it the rock symbol?
Guessing it.
Take a look at the plug, Kyle, at the general.
It's just a fucking peace sign. That's funny.
But yes, back on the topic of Sigmar and not the funny comet that shows up every once in a while. When the comet appeared, the human tribes took it as a great portent from the gods, saying that now was a how do I say this? That now was a time of great prophecy. That same night, the tribe was attacked by orcs, and his mother, Sigmar's mother, was killed. And when his father found him, he was covered in orc blood. What that fucking means, I don't know. Whether his mother giving birth to Sigmar split an orc's throat, or baby Sigmar ripped an orc's throat out. But when Bjorn found Siggy Boy, he was covered in orc blood. Thus,
Well, not
Sigmar
all
came
the
in.
above.
Was his mother an orc?
No,
And that's why he had all the orc juice all over him, because she just gave birth to him?
no, that's
No,
not
that's
how.
what happened.
Prophecy
That's not how-
confirmed.
I should never put trigger safety on. Anyway,
Oh, Bob, it's not that bad. A true man loves his orcs every day of the month. Oh, God, no! Professor, no! Why you do this?
That's the professor. He loves suffering.
anyway,
Alan, why do you sound like you're like really far away and robotic?
because it sounds like he's talking through a fucking string phone.
Yeah, that's what I was just
What?
wondering.
You sound like you're talking through a fucking string.
You definitely don't sound like you're talking through any device of this era.
Hang on. Let me see something.
You sound like Xbox 360 game lobby gallon.
Like when it first come out, like yes. little squeakers
What the fuck?
on Call of Duty.
Hang on, let me reset my headset.
Professor, no. But yeah, while we wait for Alan, as you can see, Kyle now has Ratman.
Yeah. I bought a bunch of
Right.
models from Bob's brother. I just got home with them today. Because he wants to get the Space Wolf box. Professor, yes.
All right, what about now?
You know what? Professor's got a point. Isn't there like a 40k Chaos faction that's really close to that twin-tailed comet?
Not really.
I remember Zinch kind of looking a little-ish like that.
No. You're thinking of Kairos Fate Reaver, and he tried at one point to convince an entire group of Sigmar priests that the twin-tailed comet was actually a thing of Zinch, and they did not respond well.
Yeah, didn't they like murder them?
Yes, they beat the ever-living tar fuck out of Kairos. As he tried to turn the Order of the Silver Hammer against the Empire. Suffice to say, it was hammer time.
To be honest, I don't know what the fuck's going on with my headset because I literally have not done anything different. So you got to deal with Xbox Alan for a little while.
Did he deserve it? Yes. He always deserves it. Kairos is a moron. I could see the future and I could see the past, but I cannot see the consequences of my action in the present. But back on the topic, 15 years later, after Sigmar murdered his first orc, right after coming out of the birth canal, Sigmar is believed to have helped drive off a goblin invasion of the village. In the same year, he led an expedition against the orc war party that was doing all these raidings. It was there he had a choice encounter with a man who would give him a weapon. These same orcs had managed, don't ask me how, to capture the dwarf high king Kurgan Ironbeard. Yes, they took a dwarf prisoner. Don't ask me how they managed to achieve this, but they did.
Or why?
Orcs took a
Or what?
dwarf prisoner?
The high king of the dwarves.
They probably thought they can get a lot of shinies from him.
A lot of teeth?
Probably. And while Sigmar was dueling their war boss, excuse me one moment, I actually need to hydrate, otherwise I'm going to cough.
Get ready for the
The dust
gulps,
from
gentlemen.
Better. Let's see, where was I? Vengeance.
The high king of the dwarves got captured.
Yes, the High King of the Dwarves. Here we are. Sorry, I lost my notes. Had to be rebooted. As Sigmar did duel the mighty orc war boss, the Black Orc, I should say. And if you don't know what a Black Orc is, imagine a regular orc. Now you make it about 2 feet taller, about 500 pounds heavier of just pure angry muscle, and about 500 pounds of more angry temperament. And you have a Black Orc. Yes, the 40k knob in fantasy, except a Black Orc is much angrier than a knob.
Also, they
fine.
were created too.
Yes, by Chaos Dwarves. Don't ask me how. We're not going to get into that until we talk about the Chaos Dwarves.
The little guys with the big funny hats?
Yes,
Yes.
Do I mention this now? Do I now?
You could.
No.
The Chaos Dwarves are clearly supposed to be stereotypical of a group of people.
No, no. Yeah, maybe we can wait till later on that then.
What are you talking about? They're Babylonians. What are you freaking out about?
Don't worry about it, Bob. I just know how you is. I'm like, if Bob thinks it's gonna be bad, I know it's bad.
Well, it's a Babylonian era. Basically, they're supposed to be Babylonians. Short Babylonians.
Short Babylonians. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I got you with a twist there, didn't I, Kyle? You thought I was going to say something about a current group of people.
Yeah, I was. I'm like, uh-oh. No, Bob, don't do it.
Don't worry about it. If Twitch has proved anything, you can say anything bad about this group of people and America and be completely okay.
I just don't think enough people watch us to really fucking care.
That too.
Oh,
As I was
excuse me.
saying,
God damn. Ah.
despite the young Sigmar's mighty strength,
Teach the
and mind you, this is the
controversy. Hashtag. Let's make an orc that is bigger, stronger, and smarter to lead other orc slaves. Nothing could go wrong. Chaos dwarfs.
Professor. Well, it's been fun with you guys having a channel. I don't know what you're talking about. The Babylonians don't exist anymore. Why is everybody freaking out? God, I didn't know there was that many people that were upset about the destruction of Babylon. Anyway, as despite Sigmar's mighty strength, every killing blow with his bronze sword was turned aside by the armor of the orc, and every blow from the orc's now flaming axe, because yes, apparently orc psyker, orc shaman, ass who flaming axe came incredibly too close for comfort to ending the young emperor's life. Well, Prince of Eichland. What the fuck would he? The Prince of Unbarogans.
You just keep
So
saying words. I mean, I was like, the fuck is going on with this?
the High King managed to break his bonds and fight his way to the war boss's tent, where he picked up a set weapon of the High King, of the Dwarf Kings, and he
Orc
tossed
smarter,
Sigmar.
orc use iron. Orc have shirt, no wrinkle. What the fucking A? Oh man.
And Galmaraz earned its title that day, as Sigmar, with two hammer blows, shattered both the orc's axe and then the orc's skull. And I don't mean shattered it, I mean he fucking disintegrated it. What's the proper term? Shit kicked him? No, 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 no.
Pushed his shit in.
Yeah, pushed the shit out. He deleted his head.
Oh. Yeah, he fucked him up then, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, his head went bye-bye.
And mind you, this orc was probably 5 feet taller than Sigmar, because this is a scrawny little 15-year-old. And he just thumped the bastard. After this, Sigmar attempted to return Galmaras to the High King, who refused to take it back, saying that the ancient the weapon was ancient even by the dwarvish standards, and that it had a mind of its own, and that it would choose its next bearer. Thus, it is said that the hammerhead waited for Sigmar long before his birth. As such,
So the hammer knew that that orc was gonna birth Sigmar?
Kyle, why are you like this?
Just fuck you, that's why.
I remember this, Kyle.
I gotta keep you on your toes. Bob
This
will
betrayal
remember
will not.
this.
This betrayal will not be forgotten. Just know, the next time you go to sip out of your cup of water, it may not just be your water in there. It might be your paint water.
No, I almost did that
How many?
once.
I was say, how many times have you done that, Kyle?
Twice.
I
We have him on
almost
stream
have.
doing it twice. He's done it twice. We've caught him on stream doing it twice. Just the one time he went, fuck, I just did it.
You have to go back and see the VODs. I don't know about that. I'm pretty
I'm
sure
certain.
I'm still.
I've heard you
I don't think I'm
scream.
tainted.
I'm certain you accidentally drank the pot water.
Now I have a whole separate thing for my water. There's no mistaking it anymore.
What the fuck happened to chat here? Gomara's tomato ketchup, curb stomp, or 2024 Chicago White Sox level record. Sentient hammers can be qualified OBGY.
What the hell did I just miss?
Look at the chat.
1 second. Okay. All right. Oh god, where are we at? Oh Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Tomato ketchup mode, curb stomp, or 2024 Chicago White Sox level record? Sentient hammers can be qualified as OBGY. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh god. You're at a short circuit in the incubator as a baby. You have to have done it. It's like doing soldering and claiming you've never burned yourself. Holy hell.
Anyway, next came the Battle of Ashford Bridge, where Sigmar would take command of his first army. And it was here he would lose one of his closest friends.
Right. Extreme noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses are Nicky like you told baby till they hee hee.
Kid die.
Right. Extreme noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses are Nicky like you told baby till they hee hee.
It's like, guess who's here? Oh, Cheerio spilled the tea.
Love Papa Lipton,
Oh, good.
love Papa Lipton,
Payback.
love Papa Lipton, 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 love Papa Lipton.
Heard the Lipton go off.
Ash, all I can say is one of these days, I will make sure that you can never have nothing but Lipton iced tea ever again. I don't know how I will achieve this, but I swear upon it that the only tea you will ever drink is Lipton. But we're not here to talk about tea drinkers and what happens to said tea when when you try to tax Americans. Tavantis
Oh, now it's a
Sigmar
hard way.
Tavantis, Sigmar's sworn or a close friend and sword brother, gave his life as the rearguard action to allow Sigmar and the Unberogan army to shatter a much larger orc army. Basically, 300 Unberogans against 2,000 orcs, and they won. For reference, Alan, that would be like me going up against an orc army with nothing but Reiksguard.
Well, you've done it, but we've done it before.
Yes, with heavy casualties.
Meh.
One thing I noticed,
Tavantis is
he really doesn't like orcs.
Sigmar?
Yeah, he's fighting them a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, back then, I've shown you the big map of the old world, correct?
Yes.
All of that originally didn't have castles and shit. They were all just wandering tribesmen. And the orcs were incredibly populous in those lands because it was fertile.
Eh.
And because orcs can never just mind their own fucking business and not be a bunch of assholes. Yes, somewhere in Warhammer Fantasy there is a band of bards named Sabaton detailing these battles.
That is fucking great.
Tavantis' sister Ravenna, and her twin brother Geryon were devastated by Tavantis' loss. But while Ravenna, the sister, forgave Sigmar and went on to become his lover, Geryon held a grudge which would come back to haunt the Empire over years to come. Spoiler alert, Geryon eventually betrayed Sigmar, killed his sister by accident while trying to kill Sigmar, and then went north and pledged himself to Slaanesh. He is in Warhammer Fantasy. Alan, would you like to guess this character's name? His
Oh yeah,
demon
I know.
name.
I know him, but I don't remember his name.
Azazel.
Of course
Bitch
it is.
boy.
Yeah, he's a demon prince.
He later got his head knocked in too by Sigmar with a hammer.
Oh, good.
Because, spoiler alert, you poisoned me once, asshole, and you murdered the love of my life. You're going to get the hammer time. But back on the topic of the Heldenhammer, before he went bonking in Chaos Men, after his victory over the orcs, Sigmar gathered his remaining sword brothers, Wolfgart and Pendrag, at the Oathstone of Reich.
Pendrag?
Yes, Pendrag.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
I'm not making shit up here. I will tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but that is Pendrag I am reading.
Haltz, hammers it. Well, I'll tell you what, it looks like Pendrag to me, and I think I know someone else whose name is close to Pendragon.
Yes, he's also eventually a elector count. But back on time. Oh God, where was I?
Pendrag.
Yep, Pendrag. At the Oathstone of Reichsdorf, and told them the vision he had during his dooming day. The dooming day basically is where they shut you in with your the corpses of your ancestors, and you're supposed to impart knowledge upon them. They're supposed to impart knowledge upon you. It's like
sounds horrible.
it's a step to becoming a man in the Unbroken tribe. You basically got to go into your family tomb and listen to great grandpappy tell you everything you're doing wrong with your life and you need to improve. Did I mention they seal you in this fucking tomb and you need to find your own way out?
Oh, God.
Sigmar, when he found his way out, came out on top of a hill where he looked down upon the fledgling town of what would become Altdorf,
Oh,
and he had a
sorry.
dream. A dream of men no longer cowering and waging war against each other, where no longer fought brother against brother, but stood together and drove off the darkness.
AKA the
And
Empire.
the dream of the Empire of a united men. The three swore in that day an oath together to create the united empire he had seen. And shortly after, this is before Ravinia got murdered by her brother, he swore that when that day finally came and men no longer had to cower with their backs against the walls, he would lay down his weapons and he would rest. It was at this time a great army of the Northside, yes, the Northside Vikings, invaded the human lands of King Bjorn. The human lands. King Bjorn led the Unbroken in battle to aid the fellow tribes in the north. In case you're wondering where that is, where they invaded, basically imagine Nordland. That's where they invaded. Nordland and Tudenberg. Alan knows where that is, right, Alan?
Yeah, Tudenberg Forest.
Tudenberg, yeah, basically the northwest of the empire. Meanwhile, a certain group of jackasses who claim themselves the greatest warriors of the empire, the Tutakan, also known as the Midland Wolves, held up in their fortress as their king was a cunt. Oop, can't use that word. It's past 30 seconds. Shouldn't be a problem.
That doesn't work. That only works for YouTube.
Shit. Speaking of which, sponsored by... fuck. By Dubby.
Who's our sponsor again? Oh, yeah. The only thing I can say is
Debbie.
they actually got some cool shit. They actually teamed up with Solo Leveling. Do you get like solo leveling cups and there's like a solo leveling flavor and stuff? I was supposed to tell you guys all about this like months ago, and I'm really fucking bad at selling shit. So
We can tell.
yeah, I'm really bad at being a sellout, guys. We have a merch store too. I envy
Bjorn,
Kyle's painting skill. Don't. It's horrible. Why
why
did Cheerio just put up a bunch of dancing memes? Was there something that happened I didn't realize it? Did something go off? I didn't hear it? What the fuck? Sounds like necrophilia and narcissism. Count without O. Oh, that's funny.
You never saw my attempts to paint 3D printed stuff.
Anyway, back on the topic of a Sigmar, as
I
Bjorn, as
painted
King
3D
Bjorn.
printed stuff. I have so that's what the Fox Girl is. Which, guys, we're so close. I gotta do more color on the panties and then put the blue stripes on, and then I gotta do some shading and highlights and a little bit more on the base, and it's done.
Holy fuck! Is that accurate? We have 145 followers now.
Yes, we apparently are at 145 followers, so we need
Holy
1,955 more for you to talk about War of the Beast.
Yeah, that number.
And pink? No, we did a poll, Cheerio, and the panty count became
Clear.
Oh yeah, Cheerio's got the right number. It's not clear, goddammit. I ain't doing clear. I can't do clear. I'm sorry. Maybe if I get an adult only stream, maybe. But we did
Oh look.
white with blue stripes is what won.
Oh look! Would you look at that? Alan hopped on Total War Warhammer 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this updated.
It's our saying, as King Bjorn led the Unbroken host to aid their fellow tribes of the north, Sigmar is left in charge of Reichdorf. And but on the eve of battle, Bjorn was visited by the Hag of Blackens. What the fuck is that? I should have proofread this. What the fuck is that word?
Uh-oh.
Brackensfeld. Anybody want to give this a try?
Put it in the general. I'll figure it out.
Brackensfeld.
That's a lot here. All right, you got it in general.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I have
it's
it.
in the chat.
Oh, the chat. Okay.
Panzerkampfwagen.
Brackenbush.
Brackensfeld. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah,
I'm not good with these German words.
W is V in German, so it's Wachenwelsch.
Brackensfeld. I thank you.
All right, let's see if this works now.
Oh, where was I?
Brackensvelsch.
Brackenwelsch.
There you go. The sorcerers
Yeah, that's
who
what I
guided
said.
the human tribes through process, even though they shunned her. The hag told Bjorn that in order for Sigmar to survive, he had to face the Norse warlord in battle, in which the Bjorn agreed. AKA, she told him, "Listen, if you don't fight this bastard 1v1, Sigmar's going to die." And without hesitation, man just went, "Bet." Meanwhile, Sigmar and his lady love traveled away from Breitdorf to swim and were ambushed by Garion, who murdered her with a sword coated in poison he obtained from the hag. Well, what a dick!
From the hag.
Cut by the same hag, the Blackensfell.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
What a bitch! Cut by Galleon's blade, Sigmar fell in the river and washed up near Reichdorf, where he lingered on that verge of death. His spirit entered the grave vaults, a twilight realm between life and death, where demons came to claim him. Were only thwarted by the spirit of Bjorn, his father. As such, he basically died trying to 1v1 a Chaos Champion of Khorne.
I think you will need me for the names when we will be doing Kislev. Yes, I do believe so, Cheerio. We will need you for the Kislev names.
Oh God!
Are we gonna throw Cheerio in here? Just like, all right, he's just our translator.
What the fuck is this? Oh, that's Gospodar. Oh no, that's Unbelogen. No. That is Rubspin. Just weird fucking Hezbollah shit. Fun fact: there are two law systems in Kislev: Gospodar law and Ungol law. How that fucking makes any sense?
Law?
And Gospodar law.
The fuck is? What the hell are you talking about?
Fucking Kislev. No weird.
There are two. There's like two different like cultures in Kislev. One is the Gospodars, which immigrated into their land, and the Umgars, who are like native Kislevites. Yeah, it's complicated.
Yeah, so we'll get to that
Gospodar
later.
is basically Lord's Law, Gospodar, Lord Boof, the Hill Highborn, or the Lord God. Huh. Well, Cheerio knows what's up.
Apparently, he
Don't
likes
worry.
Kislev. Not
Don't
surprised.
worry. We'll get the kids left sometime soon. Maybe next month. Or maybe we'll
Who knows?
talk of the tolling of the bells.
I
Who
don't say it seems like
knows?
you're going like fucking up history. So I think the next one would technically be the Skaven.
No, if I was going up history, it would have been
Oh,
chaos.
the war. Oh, and also the War of the Beard.
I would
You didn't do the War of the Beard.
well, no, I just went with the bat ones I know and which are the coolest. Like the war like first it was Anarion the Defender, the angriest elf to ever elf. Then came the angriest dwarf to ever dwarf. Then it was Settra the Bone Daddy.
I will say this though. I do want to do the dwarves because I fucking love the dwarves. If I ever do collect a Age of a old world army, it would be the dwarves.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. Oh,
I
I
figured you
can't.
would collect Empire, not dwarf.
Too many models. It's the reason why I have to build so many Imperial Guard models to the point where I've legitimately investing in a fucking 3D printer just so I don't have to assemble shit. I will just print it.
Well, dwarves are have a good chunk of models too, but not as much as Empire. Oh
Yeah,
God,
no.
not even. Bob, just think about this. Think about if you went orc. A 40-man blob, and you could have upwards of around 5 to 7 of them in one army.
Yeah. In the old world, Alan, dwarves are like space marines in 40K.
A short amount, but they can fuck shit up. Get it? Tink.
If you're going to print models for Warhammer, you need a resin printer. Yes, we've been looking at that. Surprise, surprise,
I have
Kyle and me have been
plans.
discussing things.
Yeah, I have plans on looking into resin printers and building a special booth in my one. I have two garages. One's a work garage and one's like a personal home garage. The back garage is my work garage. I'm going to build an office, and when I build my office, I plan on building a booth to run a 3D printer so I can have ventilate it and everything and all that. Because part of my job is ventilation. I know how to do ventilation, so I will be able to safely run a resin printer and not die from asphyxiation.
Anyway, back on the topic of the Sigmar. After he was saved by the spirit of his father, they traveled to the great mountain range where a vast portal loomed. Alan, can you guess what this great black portal was?
Death.
This is the Black Gate of Mor. It was here a great bloodthirster of Khorne attempted to claim not just Bjorn's soul, but Sigmar's as he lingered between life and death. It was here that Mor showed his favor to the young Unberogan. The fallen Unberogan armies, every man who fought with Bjorn, his father and his father before him, rose up to defend Sigmar.
So that bloodthirster got 3 generations of an ass whooping.
Yeah, it was basically. You remember God of War,
Yes.
Ragnarok, where or not Ragnarok, at the end of the first one in 2016, where Kratos and Atreus are just beating the shit out of what the fuck was his name? Baldur?
Yes.
Now imagine 2 more. It's just
Oh.
Kratos' dad and Kratos' granddaddy. Fight back, fucker! Fight back! Also, somehow Sigmar has the Galmaraz in this realm. Don't ask me how. It doesn't explain. Just boop,
Plot armor. That's why.
plot armor. And boom, went the demon's head.
Pop goes the Skaven. I had to, man. I had to throw that in there somewhere.
Listen, it's a fun saying. Don't worry, it happens a lot.
It was on my mind. I'm Peyton Skaven. I had to do it.
But
I
by
mean,
the
it happens
time
more often than you think.
Let everybody in the comments and the podcast comments and all that shit hate on it. I don't give a fuck.
Sigmar awoke from his near-death experience, the Unberlogan army had returned carrying the body of Bjorn. As such, they laid their great king to rest, and Sigmar was now crowned king of the Unberlogan in -8 imperial calendar. He was 22 years old. As such, now came the great time of unification, where Sigmar began his first steps to avenge his father by driving the North side from their lands across the sea to the frozen peninsula. Though Sigmar had already gathered the strength of at least 2 other tribes at this time, as they had sworn oaths to his father, the Morbad of the Indols, and where is it? The Analyses of the Kursikan. Holy shit, actually a lot more than I thought. Hang on a minute. Kugar of the Tutanians, Abhard
I
of
thought
the
you were about to say
Ostrogoth.
Abelard. Like, oh no, we're playing Rogue Trader.
Abelard, announce me!
I love that shit
Sigurd
so much.
of the Belungians, Otwin of the Thuringians, Henok of the Mulgians,
All right, you're just
Wolfia,
making up shit now. Come on. The Togglins, the
Wolfia.
Mogglins, the Hogglins. Come on.
I wish I was making shit up. This is just how they decided to fight their shit. Undos all joined their people to Sigmar's nascent empire. Freya of the Asborns joined after renewing her sword oath she had sworn to Bjorn. Well, her price was that she wanted a look at the Heldenhammer, and she wasn't talking about Galmaraz.
She
If you catch,
let me just say this.
She wanted to get
He
pounded like
had-
them goblins.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah,
It's
get
later-
it, Sigmar.
it's later revealed that in lore, the current Grand Theogist, Volkmar Grandmalin, is descendant of this union.
Oh, so he plowed the field and raised a crop.
Yes. And eventually, that does explain some things. How a certain very pissed off, bald mustache man was able to pull himself off a demonic banner and then throttle fuck the shit out of the first demon prince. If you catch my drift. But we don't acknowledge the end times. They didn't happen. They don't exist.
Yeah, your brother. I mentioned that to your brother. I'm like, yeah, Bob doesn't believe in Age of Sigmar. He goes, yeah, that's because he's a salty sausage. Like, Jesus, what the fuck?
It's because he likes to play the evil factions and tries to justify them all the fucking time. He's a bit of a fucking edgelord in that regard, and I will die on that hill.
Well, he is a chaos player,
You're-
so.
You're not wrong.
Abaddon's just misunderstood. No, Abaddon's an evil prick, and I hope to God he makes a mistake one day when he runs into the lion. I want him to become Abaddon the Armless. Anyway, with all these tribes joining up, you would have thought it'd be easy. Meanwhile, the Morogians joined Sigmar after he slew a dragon over a shadow.
Extra noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses your Nicky like detailed baby till they
Throttle the shit out of it once again. Hammer
die.
time.
Extra noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses your Nicky like detailed baby till they hee.
Anyways,
I love it when I know it's coming up because, like, it'll get quiet for me real quick when I push the button for you guys because I don't hear it on the second go. And all I hear is Bob just like, oh, fuck. But none of you all can hear it because you guys hear it twice.
As such, it was during this time of unification, Sigmar got really pissed off with the Midlanders. Because now that they were dealing with the Norsai, they just held up in their mountain fortress and kept attacking everybody that was supposed to be their friends.
raiding
To the
people.
point where, Yeah, raiding the Unberogans and the other tribes while they were trying to deal with the Norsai. Sigmar took offense to this and walked right up to the gates of Middenheim. You know that giant flat fucking mountaintop, Alan?
Yeah.
Called that motherfucker down and called him a bitch if he didn't come down here and face him like a man. And I will give this man credit. He had the two brain cells rub together and go, maybe I shouldn't fucking go down there and fight the guy with the hammer that knocks things heads off no matter how big they are. So they shut the gates. And Sigmar said, I will give you a day before I climb up there, and I do it anyway. A day passed, and Sigmar climbed a mountain,
Barehanded.
barehanded with a hammer.
In his teeth.
When he got up there, he found the high king, or the king of the Tutican, huddled around the flame of Ulrich. Which imagine a giant mystical godfire. Right? And Sigmar basically called him a fucking coward and to fight him like a man. And he insulted Sigmar's father.
Like, no balls.
And while the duel was going on, I will give credit to this king of the Midlanders. He was strong enough, he threw Sigmar into the flame of Ulrich. Now, this would normally be a very large inconvenience to be tossed into a giant a giant fucking godfire.
Fucking rats
However,
with a punt gun. You like
Thump.
that model, don't you? I saw that. I'm like, okay, I gotta paint
was
this
that the
one.
warp? Was that the gazelle? Yeah, that's the Giselle.
I was gonna grab the other one, but I'm like, nah, I'll save that for another time. I have the one with like there's 3 rats riding a giant Gatling gun.
I want to say it's the Giselle, and maybe that's fucking something else.
I have no idea. I'm just painting it.
I know too many models.
Bob, you go ahead and keep talking. I will be right back. Shit.
As I was saying,
I will return like 2 minutes.
as I was saying, Alan, you would normally believe being tossed into a giant godflame would be very highly inconvenient for anyone.
Yeah. Most likely.
However, Ulrich was not pleased with the king of his chosen land. As such, he fueled the strength of Sigmar. And imagine this. You just threw your enemy into your god's fire. You start walking away, and you hear him call you a bitch from behind your back. You turn, and out comes this motherfucker sprinting out at you, now with his giant fancy hammer burning with the same flame.
I would beg for mercy.
Well, he didn't get a chance. His skull would exploded. And howdy, Devil Dog. How are ya?
Was
Welcome to the Crack Show. We have snacks.
That's actually one of my buddies.
Oh, who's that, Alan?
His name is Jordan.
Oh, it's Jordan. Hello. We're just talking about Sigmar today. As such, he was named King of the Tuticans by conquest.
All right, I am back. Hello, hello. How you fellas doing? Hello, Double Dog. Hello, first time chatter. Hello.
I think you probably remember him, Kyle, from back in the day. You remember Jordan?
I do remember a Jordan from a long time ago.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. Well, hello, hello. I hope you're okay with Alan doxing you.
Yes. Oh, he deserves it.
In the end, though, only three tribes, or only 2 tribes remained not under the control of the Empire. The Juntians and the Marius, and the remote clans like the Ropspian remained absent of the Empire. Oh, speaking of which, the Chaos Champion that killed his father, he had a fancy demon sword.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Its name was Azul.
Was it blue?
No, Alan knows what Azul is.
Yeah. I think I remember this.
When Sigmar first ran into the Slayer of Kings, he shattered it.
As he should have.
And this Northside champion of Corrin went, what? About 2 seconds before his skull suddenly was in his chest. Because, like all good things, bonk and bonk.
Got the fucking ban hammer.
I'm sick of your fucking horse shit.
Oh,
Bonk.
oh, good, me man. Me brother talks each other's names on our channel every time we record. Yeah, that's the whole reason why we didn't try to do like online names, because you got Kyle, Bob, and Alan. Everybody fucking knows.
I am simply Brother Bob. At the battle, and thus all was peaceful for a time. And then, of course, fucking dwarfs happened. In the Imperial calendar 1-1, the dwarf hold of Zufbar was besieged by orcs and goblins, and King Ironbeard called for aid.
Did you say
Sigmar,
Zufbar?
yes,
Yes.
Zufbar.
Okay.
Weird
It is.
name.
Yeah, it's a weird name, but it is the dwarven city of pretty much. It has like it's pretty much like innovation. It's also the home of the guild the Inventors Guild,
Engineers
Engineer
Guild.
Guild. Yeah, so it's like the holy grail of pretty much production to the dwarves.
You're just convincing me more and more that Warhammer Fantasy isn't real.
It's all a fever dream. Oh, Kyle, you're
It doesn't make sense. It's not real.
all right. So we're gonna do our next 5 minutes.
All
Keep
the
going,
names
pal.
are the same. You got fucking Lutenberg, Luxembourg, Mollyberg. You got the Vandanites, Agonites, Marlonites. It's like all the same shit. They just changing the consonants at the
Did you just say Mennonites?
I think he said Mennonite. All I heard in that spiel of his.
What the fuck?
I know everybody says they can't hear me around the chipmunk. I know you guys understand me. You guys are just playing it off.
So, anyways, Bob, what were you saying?
Anyway, besieged by orcs, and Sigmar led an army to the hold to defend it against the besiegers, and allow Ulrich the Mat to rekindle the ancient forges. Sigmar's newborn empire, though, was threatened almost immediately by a massive orc invasion, which forced Sigmar to lead the united tribes to victory in the battle known as the Battle of Blackfire Pass. The Battle of Blackfire Pass. If you played the Empire in Total War Warhammer, you were participating in the third Battle of Blackfire Pass. As such, Sigmar and the group of tribes dealt with an orc wall so massive that it basically took the combined might of all 12 tribes of men, plus the combined army of the dwarvish realm, to stand victorious.
It wasn't actually the entire army of the dwarves. It was a contingent of pretty much
The
like
High King.
of the High King and his royal guard. So they
Yeah,
were pretty much
basically.
dwarves and
Gromio.
pure Gromio, which Gromio
And-
armor is the hardest metal in the entire realm.
And it can be heavily enchanted. Suffice to say, a proper rune suit of Romuel, if a giant hit you with a tree, the tree would explode and you go, was that a fucking fly?
Yeah, and this is like the High King's guard, so they have the best enchantments and the best shields, the best armor, the best weapons. And I think it was something like 1,000 dwarves.
In the ancient battle, 10,000 dwarves.
Anyway,
And
what's 10,000?
50,000. 50 fucking thousand men.
Okay, yeah. So it was like okay, yeah. So it wasn't his. It was okay. If I'm no,
It was
no.
a-
It was the
it was a-
High King's personal army. I think.
Yeah, it was the army of Kelak and Krak. Of Kelak. Damn it.
Kraz
Yeah,
and Krak.
Kelak and Krak. The
Kraz
Epic.
and Krak. Yes.
Minute
Yes.
words. Fake lore. Fake lore.
The battle was personally won by Sigmar when he jumped off what was known as Eagle Point into the horde of the orc army. Basically started whacking chieftains till the war boss showed up.
He
And
did a
it was
superhero
cool.
landing. It was very hard on the knees.
Yes.
I can hear Bob just
Jesus,
like, I need to
cheerio.
kill Alan.
No, no, no. But after Sigmar went 1v1 for the Orc War Boss for about half a day, yes, an entire day of exchanging blows, suffice to say, hammer met head, head ceased to exist.
Repeat 20,000 times.
The orcs' unity was shattered, and the combined army of men and dwarf, excuse me, was managed to drive the orcs into the Badlands beyond Blackfire Pass. You know, back to the lands of the Chaos Dwarves. Fuck them guys. Here,
I
you
mean,
can deal with this asshole.
the chaos dwarves did nothing wrong. What the fuck do you blame them for?
Alan,
Eve.
you're sounding like a Babylonian apologist. And I don't tolerate child sacrifices, Alan.
You have to talk to Firstborn to Fire, and it's because only that way do the rains come. Okay, everyone knows this.
Join the nerd side of the hobby, Kyle. What the fuck am I just reading? Gomorial? Gomorial is like Gilda's
Grovdale.
condom that he used to bang Ravain? What? That's not what the Emperor meant by fuck Xenos. What
Listen,
in the
I'm all for
fucking hell did I just read?
this gag of Gillen fucks the elf. However, to put it back on point, in truthful lore, Gilman trusts Rain about as far as he can chuck a Bane blade. It immediately made contingencies to whack the bitch. I know we're all here for the haha, but it's even funnier when you realize you're misplacing that there's a fucking rogue trader that called Robute Gilliman Robute, and he goes, I appreciate somebody calling me by my first name. She goes, whatever you say, Robu. And he stopped her and went, now you take it too far. My apologies. Your smile tells me you're not sincere.
I love. I know that's why. Pretty much, he turned around like, "Listen here, bitch."
Stop, turned. You overstepped your bounds. But back on topic of the other emperor, after the battle, Sigmar was crowned emperor by the high priest of Ulrich, with a crown forged by Ulrich the Mad. King Kurgan swearing eternal friendship between men and dwarves, and pledging Ulrich to supply their allies with 12 magical swords for their aid at Zufbar.
Sigmar takes down a
These
few
swords would
orcs
be
and
known as the Rune
creates
Fangs.
Sigmar like fucking fights a few orcs, makes up like a kingdom, a small empire. The fucking emperor 40,000 years later. Hold my beer.
Have a good one, Professor.
All right, Professor. We'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by.
Good to see you, gent. But these swords would become known as the Rune Fangs. And suffice to say, Kyle, you played a lot of D&D.
Long time ago, I did. Yes.
You know what a Vorpal Blade is, right?
Yes.
Well, a Rune Fang makes a Vorpal Blade look like a fun fucking wooden sword. That's how sharp if we're doing comparisons, a Vorpal sword is a +3, +4 weapon. A Rune Fang would be like +7.
Fun.
There were 12 of these fucking things made. And every one of them is incredibly fucking sharp, dangerous, and powerful. And they wouldn't actually get into the hands of the Elector Counts as the other kings took up the title till much, much later. Because it took Ulrich the Mad a lot of time to make these 12 fucking swords. I know that sounds a little fucking. What the fuck? It took a dwarf smith years to make a sword?
Because he made good swords.
That's the character.
These are good fucking swords.
Yeah.
Well, in comparison, for comparison, Kyle, a demon a bloodthirster Korn brought his great axe down on a electrocount wielding one of these rune fangs. What do you think broke, the sword or the axe?
I'm gonna assume the axe.
The Hellforged axe did shatter against the wrath of the rune fang.
Very nice.
Yeah, we try to stay on topic, but we are the art of tangent as well. Back on
Always.
topic. With the fight of the Greenskins smash for a time, because the orcs always come back. They're like a bad case of fungi.
This
The
channel is
Empire
about making minifigs and giving out absolute random Warhammer knowledge. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. That's just one
not
of
wrong.
the shows we do on this channel. This channel actually goes by like 4 names. That's the main gig. That's the bread and butter. And any what the fuck comments. Yes, that happens a lot too. Our depraved viewers out there. Speaking of which, has anybody ever seen the anime Kill la Kill?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wunderbar. When I get back to gaming again, I have a game to play.
Oh no.
Oh dear Lord.
And there is a Twitch profile for it, so I know it is allowed on Twitch.
Oh no. Anyway,
Anyway,
with the threat of the Greenskin Slade and then the new count of the Enerdals, since he perished against the orcs, the old one perished against fighting the orcs, proved to be a distant and even hostile ally, blaming Sigmar for his father's death, and convinced by his advisors Athgar and Wolfgart to postpone his war against the Junters, Sigmar led a diplomatic expedition to Merberg. Yes, it's Merberg, Marbug, Merberg, which discovered was in the grip of a devastating plague. I wonder how he fucking missed that. Fallen under the influence of the priest of the land's old faith, Idris Gwent, Aldar was prepared to sacrifice his sister, the swamp monsters, who turned out to be the Femir. If you wonder what the fuck a Femir is, it is a weird one-eyed lizard bug thing that is a little bastard, which immediately got bonked by a hammer. Like many things that go up against Sigmar. Bonk.
A lot of things called bonk.
Shameless plug to the Discord, by the way. That's a Femir.
what the fuck is that thing supposed to be?
It's an ugly
Like a
old thing
one-eyed
that
turtle.
it used to have the favor of the dark gods, and then they started favoring man, and they got really upsetty spaghetti about it. The Fenrir in order to end the plague, but the plot was foiled and the monster slain by Sigmar. Afterwards, Abelard had the priest ritually executed and renewed his fealty to Sigmar. Yes, nothing like the heal old bonds than massacring an old evil chaos witch. Huzzah!
Yay.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Oi, she's a witch! Did they burn her?
Have a good one, Double Dog.
Somehow, ritually, yes. So we're gonna take that.
All right, gotta get ready
Yes.
for work. I'll catch y'all later. Have a good night. Thanks for
Next
stopping
became
by.
the Great Battle for the Brass Keep, where a necromancer, the name of where the fuck is it? Morinth had used the black crown of Nagash to create an echo of dead Morkind around the Brass Keep, but his undead legions were defeated by Sigmar's forces, and he was slain by Sigmar, who at the time picked up the crown, and for some fucking reason, he put the fucking thing on.
Well, I know how people are
Like,
really
oh, cool
dumb
crown.
in fantasy area.
Well, let's just put it this way, Alan or Kyle. It's called the Black Crown of Nagash because it's Nagash's soul.
Yeah, it has the soul of Nagash in it.
So
And
Nagash
it
got a new
slowly
body.
No, he tried, and this later would end up in one hell of a fist fight. As such, slowly but surely, the crown tried to corrupt Sigmar and slowly force him into madness. He was only saved when the spirits of his long-lost love and his father basically helped him throw the crown off.
That's what I was saying. So he hit it with his hammer. Never mind.
Well, that came later. Spoiler alert.
Soon.
Oh, Nagash got hit with the hammer time. Though in time, it was warned that Nagash would come for his crown. And so Sigmar locked that bitch up in a great giant vault underneath what would become Altdorf.
I forgot something on the last model.
And just as he got done with the crown situation, Kodmak Bloodaxe, son of the first Chaos Bastard that Sigmar replaced his head with open air, decided he was now going to pick a fight. And now, with Sigmar's old enemy Geryon, the guy who murdered his lover, his own sister, began a battle for the Northern Ridge.
If I
where it was
can't have
seen-
my sister, none of y'all can. Right?
Wait, listen. There's hints in the Azazel book of that was the exact feeling.
Oh no, I was just joking. Please, no.
Slanish, my friend, Slanish.
Oh no. Why?
It's the
Why
battle of the
you do
Northern
this?
the battle of the Northern Ridge saw Sigmar suffer his first defeat and forced his army to retreat to Middenheim, where it became quickly under the siege of the massive Northside army and beastmen. Luckily, Dwarfish troops came to the defense of Sigmar, and Ulrich the Mad, the runesmith, presented with the first rune flame, the Bloodbane, as it was referred to
Rune
as.
flame? What's a rune flame?
I said rune fang,
It sounds like a flame.
and you sound like you're on Xbox 360. Anyway,
Don't
you
be
got your
jelly.
Game Pass? Are you on your Game Pass, Alan? You got your
Actually,
Xbox
no.
Live? Yeah, your
Let me
Xbox
invite
Live
the
Gold
card,
card,
bro.
Alan?
Invite me to COD.
1v1 me, bruh.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, back on the topic, which was the Bloodbane was gifted to Pendrag. Eventually, Kodmak ascended into a Bloodthirster of Khorne, aka Demon Prince of Khorne, and Skaven showed up because why the fuck not? It's always
Now
a party
party.
when the Skaven. Meanwhile, the problem is the Skaven just ran.
Ain't no party like a Skaven party.
Well, it wasn't much of a party for the Skaven because the dwarves just now figured out gunpowder, and they had blunderbusses.
Bang.
Bang, very bang, bang in tunnels where you can't hide and take cover. The stupid rat bastards never saw it coming.
So it's also death.
No, Carrion was not from Alabama. He was from Reichsland. Which, if you want to be technical, no. Technically, he would be northern France. So if you want to use that as a province, fun fact, Alan, did you know Western Europe is more inbred than Alabama?
Well, when you can't really during the medieval times, you kind of can't leave your village. Otherwise, you're going to get stabbed. Your cousin
want-
looks very appealing.
Now you want to hear the funnier bit about that, Alan?
What?
Most of that inbred stat is caused by one family. Can you guess its name?
The good old Habsburgs, people who have
The
a
House of
fucking
Habsburg.
jaw the shape of a pear.
What?
Have you never seen the Habsburg jaw?
Yeah, you never seen the
I
Habsburg
don't
jaw?
think I have. No, I didn't know this is a thing.
Alan sent a picture.
Oh, no, I'm doing it right now. Don't worry, Kyle. I got you.
Oh
The
no.
Habsburgs are so inbred; they are closer related than they were. Let's just put it this way: they're so fucking inbred. Two cousins from longer lines had more relations than brothers and sisters,
Oh god.
as in they were more closely related to blood siblings. Habsburg. Yep, typical Habsburg. Ah, as such, when this great big ugly demon came down and immediately tried to fight Sigmar in front of the flame,
Oh boy.
Pendrag and Azazel were slew each other, and the great and Bloodbane was used to help slay Sigmar, the Chaos Demon.
I
As
sent you a painting of a Habsburg. So this means they were trying to make them look good.
Oh no.
It's not sending. I'm going to send it to you through Messenger.
Oh, I forgot to turn my phone volume off. Oops.
Meanwhile, following the defeat of the Chaos Invasion, Sigmar led a counter invasion into Norska with the simple objective of killing as many fucking Norsai as humanly possible.
Oh Jesus.
The man was sick of these motherfuckers.
Well, I sees it.
Would you like to share with the class, Kyle?
No.
Say that chart line you can cut fucking diamond on, can't you?
Fucking massive. Oh well, there it is. God, that one on the right is even worse. Trio got us.
Yes, the Habsburg jaw. Also, if you notice with the eyes, it's even funnier.
Yeah, I look a little yeah.
How did we get on here? Oh yes, the Empire. After his massacre of the North Side, Sigma returned home and started building shit up again. Just in time for a certain Nagash to show up and wanting his crown. As such, he led an in-depth invasion into the Empire with the goal of two goals: to secure his crown and basically to use the dead of the Empire to wage war against Cetra.
The imperishable.
Oh, yes, the imperishable one, the Hemikara, the breaker of Jeff's. No, stop it, stop it.
Didn't anybody just go up to Cetra and be like, I command you to be ruler of all the Tomb Kings?
You cannot command him to do something he's already doing.
I'll say, would that make him like stop?
You're like, you know what? No, I'm going to become a peasant
No,
just to spite you.
no, no, but he might just snap your neck and add your body to his army.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Yes, fuck you. That's why. Because Cetra does not serve. He leads.
Still love the mod. Cetra does not. Cetra does not serve. Or Cetra's just an NPC running around doing his own thing.
You gotta pray the AI is competent.
And the AI, yeah, the AI is fucking well. Then again, does anybody knows how to use chariots?
And surprisingly enough, this invasion actually went pretty fucking well for Nagash at first. The southern portion of the empire was swiftly overwhelmed. The Perungians and the Menegoths were wiped out and their counts turned into vampire by Nagash's lieutenant. An undead fleet invaded and destroyed Juristak, forcing Marius and the surviving Utens to seek refuge in Marienburg. It becomes Marienburg. We'll leave it at that. Which
Remember,
soon came under attack. Eventually, it came down to all-out fight between Nagash and Sigmar outside Reichdorf itself. And suffice to say, Nagash is feeling good at this point. Yeah, I've beaten this fucking man king several times in battle now. I've beaten his armies. I can take him in a fist fight. Only to realize, much like Rhaegar at the Trident,
Oh boy, sorry.
I don't. The hammer cares not. It simply feasts for blood. So stop. Hammer
The
time.
hammer
okay.
cares not for where the blood comes, just that the blood flows.
Blood for the Emperor, skulls for the Golden Throne.
I think you just short circuited Bob.
I think I did.
As such, Nagash managed to an employee to weaken Nagash. Nagash was allowed to reclaim the crown itself. And then Sigmar smashed it. Right in front of him. And while Nagash screamed in rage that his precious crown was destroyed, can you guess the next thing that got immediately smashed?
His sower.
His skull.
His skull. As such, with Nagash's death, the undead army collapsed and fell to ruin. The remaining vampires immediately realized they were in a very bad spot with a very pissed off Unbrogan. It was much like that scene, what was it? When they asked Batman, when Batman finds out you're immortal, it means I can stop holding back. It's not a compliment. That's a very bad fucking situation to be in. Because it means the bat no longer has to hold back. It's just suffering. As such, both these vampires were unmade. Then came Molkar, the first ever chosen. And a second massive chaos invasion led by him. Second verse, same as the first, hammer time, bonk. I mean, I can go into the massive details about, oh, this happened. It basically came down to a 1v1 between the first ever chosen and Sigmar, and, well,
Hammer.
Hammer.
He has the
Oh,
talking
Yeah,
stick.
I remember skull.
I has the talking stick. He did not respect the talking stick law.
You know, Cheerio put it very good in chat. Hammer, crown, hammer, skull, dead emoji, going in coffin, hammer.
But with that, Mokar's death, and in his 50th year of his reign, yes, Sigmar ruled for 50 long years. Sigmar put down his crown and set off east to meet with the old dwarf High King. So there's this conflict on what happens next and what motivated him to do so. Some say he intended to return Galmaraz to the dwarves, but others claim that he set off to put down one last great evil. And at Blackfire Pass, if you've read any of the yes, Cheerio. If you've read any of the Gotrek and Felix books, it's revealed something. In Blackfire Pass, there was a second battle between a great demon of Slanesh and Sigmar. And Sigmar basically killed it, as in true killed it. Beat it so fucking badly it ceased to fucking exist.
I got a question.
Hit me.
How does that happen?
What, ceased to exist a demon?
Yeah, you beat it so bad it just unmakes itself.
Well, because if you want to believe the rumors of the dwarves that Galmaraz was an ancestor weapon, it's basically a godly tool.
Oh, okay.
So, what a god made, another god can destroy. And
Okay.
such, soon after, a priest by the name of Jonathan Gorkin, about maybe 10 years after Sigmar's disappearance, came running into town chanting that he'd had a vision. That he'd seen Ulrich himself place the crown of godhood upon Sigmar's brow. And thus began the cult of Sigmar. In its two major orders. The cult of Sigmar, yes.
Oh no. Heresy.
Yeah. But it is said, years down the line, Galmaraz was returned to the Empire. Not the true Galmaraz, but a clever fake, because the dwarves didn't want to admit that they'd fucking lost the real one, depending on the rumors. And
They
this
never
one
did.
actually,
Stop lying.
What color should I make their cloaks that they're wearing? The rats.
Black.
Say, what clan are you going for?
No clan in general. Just want to know what color I should make, like the clothes they wear, the cloaks that they're wearing under the armor and stuff.
Gray, yes, yes. Gray, yes, yes.
Great, yes.
Gray, yes. I should leave them gray.
Oh, shit. Anyway, back on the topic. Thus began the two formations of the two major branches of the cult of Sigmar, the warrior priests of Sigmar and the Knights Templar of Sigmar. We all know the warrior priests if you played Vermintide with me, Kyle. You know, by the twin-tailed comet shenanigans.
Wait, now I'm talking?
Knights,
Yeah, okay, now I'm not needed.
The Knights Templar have gone by a different name for a very long time. They are the witch hunters. Rapiers and pistols, boys. Rapiers and pistols.
I don't get it. What do they hunt?
Witches.
It's very ambiguous.
Oh, I
It was a
know.
joke.
It's fucked. I know. It's very ambiguous, Alan. They hunt everything. You don't believe in Sigmar? Fire.
What is that? You said words I don't understand? Fire.
As such, there are three major artifacts that are still maintained by the cult to this day for the Empire. The first one we all know is Galamaraz, the Jade Griffin, and the Silver Seal. The Jade Griffin being a relic of Sigmar, as the symbols of the Empire and Sigmar are the hammer and the anvil, the twin-tailed comet, and the griffin. And the Silver Seal being a magically enchanted relic meant to preserve one's life. So, any questions, Kyle, about good old Sigmar Heldenhammer?
No,
couldn't really go
he
into
likes to
details
hold
about a
his
few.
hammer and he likes to bonk people with it. I think I pretty well got it.
Yeah, it's almost Cicero like they based one off the other.
And he's got a thing for goblins.
He likes them goblins.
He likes to pound goblins. I mean, hey. Teach their own. I'm not judging.
So, Kyle, any questions?
I don't think so. No, I think I pretty well got it.
Nothing at all, then, eh?
No, I pretty much I remember hearing how he got the hammer and a little bit of lore between him, but that was really all I knew before all this. We got more into it.
Oh. So, you want to take us up what next week's episode's about?
I want to say it's gonna probably be something we haven't covered yet, so I don't think it'll be like any of the races we covered yet. So I don't think it'll be dwarf. I don't think it'll be elf. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it has something to do with the lizardmen. Because aren't they part of Old World?
Yes, they are.
And we haven't talked about them yet, so that's gonna be my guess.
Well, maybe you're right. But 13 times the bell will time. 13 times the world will shake.
Oh,
13 times for all men.
are we talking about what
13.
I'm painting?
13 times for all of doom.
Because as soon as you say the 13 bell ring and toll, the tolls and bells and all that, makes me think of the Skaven. Now I'm thinking Skaven.
Yes,
Hey,
Kyle.
did you want to hear something kind of funny? I think I said this before, but I'm going to say that anyways. At one point, the Skaven actually tunneled into the webway.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yes, the Skaven were digging with their warp storm, and they dug into the webway, and there was a group of Eldar on the other end, and they just stared at each other for a solid minute.
And then the Skaven shut the gate.
Then the Skaven refilled up the hole, and the Eldar cut cut that end of the web blade and just launched it out into the warp.
Yeah, they're like, nope.
Well, how would you react to some giant elves with fucking fancy guns and shit, and you look back as the elf and you saw giant fucking rats?
Yeah, that's a big nope.
Oh.
That is dope.
And also, you want to hear another fun fact? The Skaven actually blew up the moon.
I heard about
Yes.
that.
Yes,
But that's
the
part of the end
Skaven,
times, so we don't acknowledge that.
the Skaven blew up the fucking moon. And you know why they blew up the moon, Kyle?
I do not know why.
Warpstone. They wanted more
More s-
warpstone.
More sleep is made of warpstone.
It's always warpstone.
Yeah,
You know the
they
chaos
view
moon they mentioned?
The what?
More sleep. There's a moon called More Sleep. There are two moons in the Warhammer Fantasy. More Sleep and I can't remember what the fuck the one is.
Second moon?
Yes, the second one, More Sleep, is known as the Chaos Moon, and it's full of warpstone.
the
No.
I'm
Skaven
sorry, there were
wanted it.
three.
They wanted it. Yep, I know.
There-
They like
there
the
was- there- no.
warpstone.
There was 3.
I'm sorry, if I was More Sleep and
So they blew up 2 moons.
Cheerio, what the fuck you mean they blew up two moons?
Yeah, they blew up 1 moon, and then they blew up another moon, and then the end times.
The fuck?
What the fuck? I was aware of the More Sleep incident, but what the fuck? There was another.
No, and also, they also pulled out an asteroid out from space.
You know what? I'm
Yeah,
reminded of the thing kobolds can do and just create their own fucking god, and I'm very confused.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you what, man, this shit isn't real.
Yeah. What was that city that got destroyed? Mordheim. Mordheim.
Yeah, the City of the Damned, and no, that was a giant comet that fucking just hit
No,
them.
that was it was a comet of warpstone that the Skaven actually pulled out and crashed into the city.
Yes, but that part of detail is part of end times, and we don't recognize it. We don't acknowledge it. It is the devil.
Skaven, yes. It's okay. Literally, all you gotta do is think of the. All right, think about this. Think about World War II and all the Germans created off of the Happy chocolate. That's the Skaven. But the worst part is everything they make works. Because if it doesn't work, then it was used by a Skaven slave and exploded. They laughed and then remade it.
Oh, it
Try
worked.
again.
Yes, because they are rats. They breed like rats. So if something explodes, it's just funny.
Oops, I hit the kneecap. I gotta redo a little bit of brown. I'm gonna lighten up. I'm gonna do another gray on all the cloaks, so it's a different type of gray, not the gray they're primed in. And
Yeah,
then
I love
I'll dirty it
the
up.
Skaven and the dwarves are my 2 favorite factions.
I like the Skaven. I think they're pretty fucking funny.
Also, I think it's also funny that Skaven literally have a fucking nuke.
Holy shit! I just realized this guy's got a fucking chest plate on. I'm gonna have to paint that. I didn't realize that was metal right there. That is a metal chest plate under him. That's gonna be fun to get to.
Yeah, rattling gun with the best rules ever. Fucking horseshit thing.
Oh, what's the rules?
If I remember correctly, it just could keep shooting. Sure, you would tell me if I'm wrong.
It is a
It's been-
Gatling gun, so I mean.
Yeah, I mentioned that they stole a. Yeah, to quote Cheerio, the Stevens stole a lot of dwarven tech, like a steam submarine.
They have submarines.
Steam submarine.
Yes, they are underwater rats.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway,
Because why the fuck not?
that's all I got for the show tonight, Lance. Any final questions, remarks?
Not really.
No, not really.
Skaven
Besides
stole
pets-
dwarf tech like a steam submarine. Jesus Christ.
Besides Pennsylvania being fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. And the fucking steaks you cooked down there were fucking excellent.
You need to come down for hunting season because I didn't get to be there.
We are well aware you didn't get to be there, Alan.
It sucked. I had to work.
I grabbed a ribeye. I grabbed a ribeye chunk, sawed them all of the thickness. Everybody wanted their steaks, grilled them, figured out the process and the timing, and we all ate like fat bastards.
Oh, it was really
Uh,
good.
Okay, Kyle, tell me, did you tell Bob the steak episode with Grandpa?
I did not.
Oh my God, I still remember that day. It was fucking great.
All I know is I told Bob that, Grandpa's not a big steak eater and everything. He likes it, well done and stuff and everything. He's old school like that. And he actually gave Bob the blessing to come back because the steak was so good.
Holy shit, you did the impossible, Bob. You made Grandpa happy about a steak.
He actually enjoyed Bob's steak, which I didn't think was going to happen, but he did.
Yeah, so he likes Bob's meat.
Yes.
Jesus, can we rephrase that in any other
That's
fucking
one thing
way,
I found
please?
out is our whole family loves Bob's meat and our friends. Everybody loves Bob's meat. Bob's meat is so fucking
Oh, God
delicious.
damn it.
Nobody can stop themselves from putting Bob's meat in their mouth.
All right, and we lost 2 viewers.
Hey, you know what? It's June, okay? If you can't take a little joke, okay, you know what? Maybe you're the problem.
Listen, Kyle, you're the one thought they were gonna get banned about me cracking jokes about Babylonians. Maybe you should look at a fucking beer.
I don't know what you're
By the way,
talking
yeah,
about.
that is a warp lock Giselle.
Say that looks weird without the scope, but
Yeah, it is a warp lock. Yeah, no, it is warp lock Giselle.
Well, I'm gonna do some highlighting on the barrel and shit, but I like the way it looks. And I saw it, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna paint this one. I'm not gonna paint the real big thing. I'll paint a couple small things. I want to do some small ones. And I kind of like how they're coming out so far. Like I like the one here. He's got the armor and that on him. There's a lot of gray right now, so the light's really gonna hurt it. But I do like the way they're coming out so far. I do gotta do highlights. I got like the belts and stuff highlights. I gotta shade them and stuff. I still gotta get in there with the eyes, and I want to get the mouth and the teeth.
Right. Extreme noses punches on you. Ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boys from across the floor. Noses in Mickey like you told Baber to bay hee hee.
So that's the plan.
Right. Extreme noses punches on you. Ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boys from across the floor. Noses in Mickey like you told Baber to bay hee hee.
They knew we were getting to the end. They knew we were getting to the end, so they had to do it.
and now she's gonna wonder why I don't grill anything up for you guys anymore.
All right, let's see who we shall raid. I don't really have anybody doing much right now. At least none of our community members seem to be on.
Shame.
Oh, let's look for Warhammer. Who's doing Warhammer shenanigans? Okay, who's this person? Apparently they're starting. They haven't even started yet. Okay, let's try another one then. I'm like, they only got 2 viewers. Let's go raid them, and then it's like they're not even on yet. They're still starting. Who's this person? I don't know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out who this person is. Is it gonna load? Let's see. Let's hobby together. Kit bashing the new Stargrave automatons from Death Vector. Anybody know any of that?
Nope.
Apparently, they're in the Warhammer category, but I don't know what they're talking about. So I guess we'll go find out. All right. So, why? So we are going to go and check out Willy Bob Crates? Will Bob Crates? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But anyways, this has been the Art of Lore show. This has been our fantasy. Okay, have a nice night, nerds. All right, Cheerio. We'll see you. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being here.
Have a good one.
It's his favorite, the fantasy. The inner nerd comes out. But regardless, we have been the Art of Lore show. I want to thank everybody for stopping by, saying hello, being here. Thank you for the subs and all the noises and noise alerts and all the fun stuff. And then I'm really bad at this, but I guess the shilling. We are partnered with Dubby. Use code Art of Lore for 10% off. And then we do have a merch store if you want to get like a coffee mug with our show on it, or a couple shirts that Ash made. Ash made some stuff on there. If you like our reject show, which will come back eventually, hopefully soon, or we'll have a little spin-off, there's that stuff on there. But yeah, join us next Monday for more fun until our Beaties night comes out and we get to play Dark Tide. Stop resisting. Anyways,
Stop
thank you all for
resisting.
being here, and I hope you all have a good night.
Peace.
Bye bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.